Hello, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today I want to talk about me overthinking and overanalyzing about something I did yesterday. I wasn't helping this lady when she dropped something at the supermarket checkout, and I'm still overthinking and overanalyzing that. So that's what this video is about. So, hello everyone. If you are new to the channel, my name is Valourine. I'm a solopreneur based in Sydney, Australia. If you want to check out my art shop and stuff, you can go in the description box and just check out the links. And in this on YouTube, I do a lot of talking videos, so just videos like this where I talk about everything and anything. And I do a bit of vlogs as well. I did like 2020 in 2024 I did vlogs like for 5 days a week, documenting about my 40th year. So last year I turned 40, so I kind of documented that for the whole year. So this year though, I'm just going to do a bunch of talking videos. My goal is to do it every day, but if I don't end up doing it every day, then you can look forward to once a week video on Wednesday, 7 p.m. until December. So that's definitely what's up in this channel. So you can always guarantee there is always going to be content at least once a week. Um, but yeah, so finish the introduction. Let's get back to the video. So yesterday I went grocery shopping and I did something that I have not yet done in my whole adult life. I saw a lady next to me in the next checkout drop something out of her cart. And for the first time in my whole entire adult life, I did not bend over and pick that thing up and give it to her. Meaning I just left it there. I just left her stuff on the floor. And for people wondering, why is that weird? Why is that out of character for you? Why is that incident a big deal? Why are we talking about it now? Because I have been programmed, at least in my adult life anyway, when that kind of situation happens, I don't even think about it. I would just pick it up and give it to her. That's just how my brain is programmed. But yesterday, I felt like I was going against this programming. I was going against this automatic helping people, this automatic program that basically will short circuit my thinking and just go straight to my body and my hand and my limbs. I would just quickly squat down and pick it up and give it to her, and she would say thank you, and I would just get on with my days, and that's just how it usually go. But yesterday I just went off script, it seems. I just ignored it. I left it on the ground. I saw it. I acknowledged it. And I just left it there. And I know that she also knew that the thing fell because she said, oh, she acknowledged it when it fell. She just like, oh, damn, or something like that. Just she let out a word that basically acknowledged it. And she was looking at it too when it fell. So I figured, oh, she realized that it fell, but it was closer to me because I was like in the checkout next to her. I only had like 3 items to scan. But throughout this process of scanning these 3 items that I have, I basically tried very hard to resist picking that thing up and give it to her. I was basically trying to hold my body down from doing its automatic programming. And I didn't realize how automatic it was, how brainwashed I was for helping people automatically, even in this little tiny interaction. It was so embedded in me that it was my duty, it seems, to help. After I got home, I told ChatGPT about it, and ChatGPT was saying, "Yeah, okay, how does it feel to hold on to your boundary? How does it feel to hold on to your energy and your space?" Anyway, like ChatGPT, I'm using it as a therapist lately and as a sounding board. And I don't know. I felt like it stirred me up further and it made me overthink even more than I already was. So, but it definitely brought up a good point, which was I did not realize that I was giving away my energy so willy nilly. It was as if that, oh, people have the right to my energy and my help. I did not realize that it could be perceived like that, that as if that I don't have any power whatsoever to my own service. And I think like talking to ChatGPT, I also made me realize that, yeah, it is, people are not automatically entitled to my help. It shouldn't be like that, but I made it as if that they are entitled to my help. And of course, like this is all just going on in my head, right? Like this is not actually what had happened in the supermarket itself. So when I was at the supermarket still, I was a bit weirded out with the fact that the lady just left the item on the floor. Like she didn't even pick it up. I finished like scanning my grocery items, and as I was walking out of the self-serve checkout, I was still looking at her, and she just definitely did not pick it up. She definitely knew it was on the floor because she saw it fell. um and I was thinking, is she just waiting for someone else to pick it up for her? Like, that's what I was thinking in my head. And I'm like, oh. And I had a little bit of resentment there when I went down that thought pattern. I was like, oh, that's a bit yucky. That's a bit like I was a bit resentful of that thought that I had in my mind. And I'm pretty sure this was definitely a projection on my part because she was just, you never know what someone's going through, right? She might have arthritis and she might have like problem bending over. You never know. But she's not, she's middle aged. She looks like she's middle aged like me. She doesn't look like she is like 90-year-old with, walking stick or a walking trolley that she is holding on to with their life. So it's not that kind of situation. She was still able bodied. She was, scanning her stuff. The shopping cart that the item fell out of was really full. So she looked like she was still like, capable, normal human being. And it took a lot for me not to help her because as I scanned, I definitely kept telling myself, don't look back, don't look back, just keep scanning, just keep scanning. I don't want to pick that up. Like that was what going on in my head. It was such a battle in my head. I'm not sure why it was such a battle. It was such a battle to ignore something, to not help other people. And I didn't realize that it took so much effort not to help someone. I never had to put so much effort not to help someone. And I was wondering whether this is how people feel. I don't think so. I think it's the reverse. I think people have um effortlessly not help people and don't think about it, and they have to put so much effort to convince themselves to help other people. I think it's the opposite, right, with people usually. But it was really hard, and I think it was probably easier for my nervous system to help the other person, but I managed to do that. But I don't know what is happening. I think deep down, I'm trying to break a certain pattern. I'm not sure what kind of pattern I'm trying to break, but I had a little bit of this resentment thought that I had in my head that was basically saying she needed to pick up after herself. She needed to pick up after her stuff. It's not my stuff. She needed to do that. And I'm thinking, I think this is the first time in maybe over 25 years or something that I basically kind of stand up for myself in my own head in in a situation that no one knew about basically. I feel like I just created a certain problem that didn't even exist. um but I felt like, yeah, I don't want to pick up after someone else's mistake. And I know it was such a silly thing. I know it was an uneventful situation, an ordinary pass of ordinary passing, right? Of ordinary lives. And yet it carried so much significance in my day yesterday. It's as if that I broke this pattern of this character that is kind and always helpful. I think that was it. I think it was part of my identity of being helpful. And in that particular situation, in that moment, I was no longer being helpful. Because I remember having this conversation with a very old friend in 2012 after I got back from traveling. And I remember like she was telling me this story about how a bunch of travelers basically asked her for help to figure out like which train to take and everything. And my take was automatically thinking, yeah, you should do that because, you know, the karma that you collected out of that will probably help you when you are overseas. And other people will help you when you are get really confused of where to go and how to go about it. Like that was just like my automatic response. But that wasn't her take. That wasn't her automatic response. Her response was like, "Oh, I just pointed them to like the help desk or the help center or the conductor or whatever to help them next. It's not my job to do it." Like that was probably their take about the whole situation because I could see it in her face, and I kind of judge her for it a little bit, but not too much because you know I don't judge people like that. And then I think that particular moment stuck out in my head yesterday when I wasn't helping this woman, deliberately not helping. And I realized, oh, I understand how normal people feel now. I understand how normal people think now. It's like, it's none of my business. I don't want to get involved in it. Like, they should clean up after themselves and they should pick that up after themselves. They dropped it, they should pick it up, and they don't seem like they are, you know, have problems moving as well. And I don't know, they probably do, and I don't know what's going on in their brain. But I'm just saying that I understand now like what my friend position was like 12, oh no, 13 years ago. And I know like that's such a weird thing to think about, but it just came to me. Like that particular conversation came to me, associated with this particular incident. And I think like this happens a lot to me. Like this happens like when an event happened, and I just suddenly there is a partner event or a partner experience that accompanied a sudden experience. In this case, the partner experiences happened 13 years ago. And it's like a karmic cycle. A karmic cycle is when you open karma and then it only closes when you experience the other side. I've experienced the other side. In this case, the other side was my friend's point of view, which I experienced yesterday. So that closed that particular karmic cycle because I didn't understand where my friend was coming from, and I was judging her for ignoring people, for not helping people. I was judging her for being bad. But yesterday, I was her. I was not helping people. I was just minding my own business. I just kept doing whatever it is that I was doing. And I felt like, oh, okay, I finally understand what the other person was thinking. It's like, oh, yeah, it's none of my business. I should not get involved. And I think it's definitely the way other people's, like, now I understand. Now I don't, now I feel like I'm not gonna help other people or go out of my way to help other people. And I know that sounds extremely selfish, and I think that's probably bad for normal people. But for me, I think that's good because that means like I should mind my own business and have boundaries and not leak my energy and time and space out to people without thinking deliberately about it and without taking care of myself first. And I think that's the message, I suppose, from what I got yesterday as I'm processing this live on this particular video. But yeah, so that was my experience yesterday. I broke out of my helpful identity, I suppose. I just have to figure out how to navigate myself forward from here. I guess I'm just not gonna be helpful anymore. If you want me to help, you have to pay for it. Is that what I need? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching so far, guys. I really appreciate it. Just a reminder, ING Australia is giving away $125 away for free for bonus cash if you sign up with them as a new customers. Terms and conditions apply. Steps also needs to be taken. Links is in the description box below. Is at the very bottom, so you can check it out for yourself and see whether it suits you. Definitely not financial advice. And I will see you later, guys, in the next video. Bye, everyone.